So Anthony Richardson is already a lock. And that lock is for one of the most fun Madden rookies we'll ever use. As far as real life goes, who knows? When will he be drafted? A lot of people think at 4 to the Colts. There's been a lot of rumblings that Arizona could trade out. And honestly, when you think of their team, you always think of, like Kyler Murray and whatnot. You're thinking, that team's not that bad. But they're actually closer to a rebuild or in a rebuild than you would think. They are actually a roster with a ton of needs. Do they just take Will Anderson, which everyone projects them to do, or do they trade out for a haul, which I would say is too tempting to pass on? We're going to see in the next coming weeks, maybe even the next coming days. Who knows what happens? But for now, we are going to be doing a simulation to see how Anthony Richardson plays in his NFL career. As far as regressions go, we're going to have regressions on. We're not going to have the QB, the XP sliders too crazy, so he's going to have to, kind of put up some performances early if he wants to get to that illustrious 99 overall. I also am the Rams. Sorry, Rams fan, this isn't a video for you guys. The reason why I'm the Rams is because the Rams are pretty much doomed, at least in Madden. In real life, you never know. The draft can just, even though they hate the draft, it could go off. They can have 5 great picks in the draft. Who knows? Things turn around. I don't even know if they have 5 picks in general in the draft. But drafts obviously can turn things around. But as far as Madden right now, easily the hardest team to rebuild. Maybe even in recent Madden history. I'm trying to think of a team that's worse to rebuild than them. Who do you have? You have like a few young players and no first round. I don't know, dude. Let's not talk about it. I'm hoping I did enough for the Carolina Panthers to pick QB1 overall, and if they don't, I'm going to be sad. You could argue that I could have just chosen Stroud for them, but I also wanted this kind of be natural. There's still no word on who they're officially drafting, even though everyone thinks it's Stroud. Could be someone else. I don't want to hand in that, but at the same time, if this isn't QB, I'm going to be sad. Please. Yes! Oh, thank God. That's the way yep. Number 2 could be Bryce Young, should be Bryce Young. I've heard a lot of Will Anderson talks, but man, that would be something I would trade down to if I'm them, if I'm thinking non-QB. Number 3, could it be a trade down? It's literally not going to be Will Anderson. And 4, now if this isn't a quarterback, I'd be shocked, but let's find out. Maybe we're following the Seattle Seahawks and Anthony Richardson. I don't know. And we're not. It is, in fact, the Indianapolis Colts. As far as, rookie quarterbacks going into a new situation, I would say the Colts aren't the worst team to join. Not the toughest division in the world. And, of course, a very solid offensive line, a running game to lean on. Receivers aren't the best in the world, but it could be worse. And a defense that's actually played pretty decently well, despite having not a whole lot of huge names, if you will. But let's take a look at this draft recap, see what they did. Running back in the 2nd round. Way to go, EA. Keely Ringo in the 3rd. Right guard in the 4th. Cox in the 5th. Who doesn't need an extra Cox? Edgerrin Cooper. And, okay, so not a fan of the 2nd round pick. Not that he's not a good player. It's just I'm not sure why. Why did they do this? I almost said we. I'm already invested. But why did they do this? He's a good player, but, is Jonathan Taylor gone? Jonathan Taylor's still here. Anthony Richardson's also hit in development trade, which I'm not saying I didn't expect, but yeah, I'll just throw that out there, I suppose. Anthony Richardson, the Colts, with star development trade. Fair enough. Let's begin. I still want to know how the hell, maybe the contract situation's different, how the hell the Patriots got less for Stephon Gilmore than the freaking Colts did. I don't understand that. It's a year later. That's like if the Cardinals trade DeAndre Hopkins, get a 1st round for him. Although that one makes a little more sense because the Texans were just stupid. But yeah, if you guys like these types of videos, you want to see more from future prospects, you can obviously do more than just quarterbacks. Obviously, you can do a John Robinson. I don't know what I just said, but I don't even know what I just said there. We can go Will Anderson. Obviously there's still Levis and Stroud and Bryce Young and all that. Like I said, let me know by leaving a like. If you're new, maybe subscribe. Do a ton of franchise stuff. And if you're not new, you know the gist. I appreciate you. And I said I was going to do breakouts, but honestly, it's probably more fair that I don't touch those, which I just thought about means Gibbs isn't an X factor because I forgot to continue through with that. It's probably better that I just let the AI just go because it's quicker for me, and it's only fair because the other AIs, I don't believe, get breakouts. I'm pretty sure CPUs don't get breakouts. Colts with a 10-7 record and a playoff berth in year 1 of Anthony Richardson's career. I'm not going to look at the scheduling or anything like that. I don't want the video to be too long, and I don't have a horse in the race. Anthony Richardson with 30 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 4,290 yards, with a 101.6 passer rating. Definitely a good season. Not the greatest receiving group in the world, like we just said, so impressive nonetheless. It's year 1 early on. I want to see, how the guys play, but typically we're just going to be paying attention to, wow, very bad kicking, to Richardson himself. And, not a bad season. Did he win Rookie of the Year? He would have at least had a chance with that low interception total. And he did not. Number 2 to Bryce Young. Now I kind of have to see, right? It's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Whoa, rushing touchdowns, huh? Not by much, man. He barely got the nod. Barely. But I think in real life, considering the record, even though it is the Texans, I still think, especially if it's head-to-head, I don't even see who, won those head-to-head matchups between these two teams. You'd have to give it. You'd have to give it to Anthony, right? Especially since he was later, I guess not by much, but winning and then losing. Let's take a look at those performances. It's early on, we don't know if he's going to have a bunch of playoff berths or not. Maybe later on the line when, it's like this 7th playoff, run, we can kind of ignore it if we lose. But wow, what a game. The first game, he put up 6 touchdowns as a rookie. That's got to be some sort of record. They would be like the most touchdowns by a rookie quarterback in playoff history, or maybe someone had 6 or plus, in their rookie years. Like most in their first playoff game ever. I don't know, whatever. But wasn't his fault that they sucked. He was pretty good in both games. They just ultimately did not win. It is a team that is, vastly inferior to the Chargers. That's a whole nother ball game level of talent right there. But they only lost by 4, so it's still pretty impressive to at least compete. And then looking at the Bengals versus the Panthers with a rookie quarterback are about to have themselves a potential Super Bowl win, and I can't wait for it. Nice, they lost. I was about to say, I don't really want to see Anthony Richardson outshine by Stroud this entire video. As far as dev ups go, dev downs go, don't see any. Leonard, Buckner, Moore definitely would have went up. And then everyone else is pretty much the same. And I know Poyer's supposed to be gone. He's not supposed to be here at all, but I don't care, dude. It is what it is. You can make the argument they traded for him. Whatever makes you feel better in your head. They didn't win the Super Bowl anyway, so who cares? Going to the draft, they have $70 million to spend, so we'll see how they use that, if they use it at all. I have the stuff on AI, obviously, so they can do whatever they feel is necessary. It actually doesn't look like they spent any of the money. That's going to be a great season. So they had a plan all along, I guess, and that plan included getting rid of Jonathan Taylor for nothing to start Gibbs, the running back. Okay, I guess. If you spent that money in a different position, like edge or like corner or wide receiver or something, I could see it. But they did nothing. They did nothing. All right, the first non-real-life draft class, see what they do. And at pick 26, they go wide receiver, and he's got some speed. Michael Ramsey, 6'1", 21 years old, has all the catching trades, very elusive and very, very fast. A little raw on the route running release, but he is very good other than that. Let's take a look at what his dev is. Only star, but still a solid number 2. I usually don't have those. Then they go with the right guard. Power is not that great, but I suppose he's a 74 overall youngster. Then they go with a 71 overall DT. Things don't really go well from there. Another running back. Is he hidden? They're going to replace the next guy. Nobody's safe. But, not a great draft class, but at 26, at least they got a future starter. Not even future, he's literally like now. So everyone's just a legendary running back, huh? Rookie running backs don't have to stay normal dev ever. I completely forgot about it. They also don't even have Pittman. What are they doing in free agency? I have it all on auto. I literally can't sign free agents because it's on auto. I can't even go in there. God, this game is so good. Who would have thought we'd go 3-14 after getting rid of all of our freaking talents? God, I don't understand the coding. I really don't. Anthony Richardson, way worse season. Gibbs is not him. Ramsey was an okay rookie. There's no point in looking at anything other than maybe Ramsey win Rookie of the Year or something. Like, it wouldn't matter. So Ramsey is actually a superstar. No dev down or up for Richardson, and then Kwity Paye goes up. Buckner goes down. Poyer goes up. Cox goes up as well. Man, it just happens, you know? It just went there. Let's take a look at the winner of the Super Bowl. The Panthers lost one last season against the Bengals, same division, losing again. Draft number 2, they had pick number 1. 77 overall tight end. Not quite generational, I imagine, but you never know. High overall, all they said was high overall player. They didn't say how high. This is a little low in my book. I mean, just saying. I don't know if that's a generational. I don't think it is, because other than X Factor, he's not really a generational player, but, it is what it is. Donnell, I think this is the wrong edge, although they could play in there if they wanted to. I'm going to help him out, though. I think you would assume this is an interior defensive lineman, right? Star development trait plus star development trait. DT for that guy. Right guard, 73 overall. They got a normal dev last time. This is a hidden dev. The guy built maybe a little bit better as a tackle. I mean, maybe you can consider it cheating. I don't know, but I'm going to put him at left tackle just to help him out. And, superstar on top of it. There's no way they can continue the streak, right? 71 overall, strong safety, and another hidden. Yeah, this is a better draft than they had last season. That's for sure, although last season ended up being a superstar at the end of it, wide receiver. And, yeah, as expected, star Antoine Bethea. I mean, the team's had some okay drafts, but not keeping Taylor, definitely not keeping Pittman. Huge mistakes. They didn't keep Kenny Moore. Leonard's a star dev. Wasn't he just X Factor recently? I might actually have to turn that off. I might have to turn that off and then just decide on my own whether Richardson deserves to go down or not, because that is pretty flawed. Like, I imagine Leonard's doing enough to keep his dev, but maybe the game thinks he's an edge because he's an outside linebacker, and the game doesn't know the difference between edge or coverage or off ball, if you will. Slightly better, but still a 5-12 season. I don't know where the stats went, but Anthony Richardson, a little bit better, but nowhere near as good as his rookie year. Gibbs was definitely better. Ramsey was decent. Raymond was decent. Do you change the scheme up a little bit, I wonder? Because we're not utilizing Anthony Richardson's rushing ability too well, so maybe run Buffalo on offense or Atlanta. Somebody that's like good at passing, but also runs the ball. Maybe Buffalo isn't the good call then. Maybe Atlanta. It may be a different AFC team every time, but the Panthers have been in the Super Bowl 3 straight seasons. Will be 3 straight losses, though. It will not be, as Carolina is champion. Even though the free agency is set to auto, they're not signing free agency players, so... oh, no, they are. Treylon Burks is here. So never mind. I don't know. They're just dumb. I guess they're just idiots. I don't know what else to tell you. Wait, did Kelly drop in Dev? I guess he's 33 in fairness, but I think he lost Dev. Because he starts at star, doesn't he? I don't even know. But let's take a look at the defense real quick. I don't know what player this team is going to go for. Leonard's back up in Dev. No Buckner. So they absolutely can pay free agents. Where's the rookie strong safety? Did he go down? Okay, yeah, I gotta turn that off then, because this game's stupid. Why would a rookie lose Dev? Especially a 4th rounder. What is he expected to do? Put up freaking Ed Reed numbers? All right, one would assume a top 5, top 10 pick, and pick 3. Oh, 78 overall DT. They did need it. 80 power move. No strength with 93 tackle. Something is telling me he's a generational. We're about to find out now in a sec. Is he? Man, this team's hitting. The first round they were hitting wide receiver. In the second round, they definitely needed it. Ooh, only normal. Still good, and he's not a bad player by any means. Another generational, though. They go with a center, and they get a hidden development trait center. Maybe he's superstar as well. I don't know. What is this? What's his name? Bullock, cornerback, 23. Ugh, super slow as well. And then a 73 overall left guard who is also hidden. I'm going to move him to right guard real quick because I don't feel so good about Quentin Nelson's chance of re-signing with him being a left guard. They're like, oh, we got a guy, we don't need him. Okay, I don't know what I've done, but this doesn't bode well for anyone. It really doesn't, but Oh well, another season headed our way. All right, this team is still pretty garbage, but maybe they made the playoffs somehow. 4-13. Who would have thought? It's not going super well. I will say, with the new scheme, he did play better. Didn't really get better on the ground, but offensively, another receiver is looking pretty good. Tight end kind of sucks. Blocking. Why are we looking at that? Who gives a damn? Award wins, he definitely would not have won anything, and I doubt he would have made a Pro Bowl, but even if he does, we can take a look at that at the end of his career. Ooh, did Ward go up twice? What did he do to get up 2 devs? Look at him go. So it must have been like pure wide receiver upgrade and then a dev up on top of it for Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year anyways. So he's already like our best wide receiver, kind of. Looking at the defense, Nakobe Dean went up. Ngakoue and Pay went back up, I believe, and then Isaiah Rodgers is now a superstar. All right, draft recap. You would assume yet another top 5 pick, and it is, first pick looks okay. He is hidden right end. Find out what that div is after the season. Then they go middle linebacker, 72 overall. He's also hidden. Okay, fair enough. Pretty good, actually. Fast, good hit power. Then a 68 overall corner, who in fairness may be slow as hell and has no zone coverage, but is hidden development trait. 86 speed, a 91 excel, another hit. Oh my god, he sucks though. This team is probably the worst free agent spender I've ever seen. Like, it's just insane. Offense is fine because of the drafts and whatnot, but look at the defense. Why would you sign Eddie Jackson? Why would you get Kyler Gordon? What are we doing here, dude? Everything else, though, not actually even that bad. Hey, we're slowly getting there. 7-10. It's not terrible. Oh, look at Anthony Richardson on the top list. He's getting up there. Let's take a look. Yards are great. Touchdowns are okay. Picks are still kind of bad. Gibbs is meh. Receiving, Ramsey went off. Ward was great again. Burks is decent. Raymond kind of being wasted. And then everyone else we don't care about because they're not important to us. Will Levis for the Falcons, 85 overall. A bit further ahead here in the development, let me tell you that much. Yeah, not going to be on the list too much here. Number 8 for QB. The Panthers have won their Super Bowl, and they said it's enough for them. The Jaguars win the Super Bowl this time. So I didn't actually pay attention to Walton's season, but what dev was he? Wait, did they draft another X Factor? How are they so bad yet good at drafting? Like, they suck at acquisition, but drafting they're pretty good at, in fairness. Okay, I mean, we'll take it. This team's actually not bad. They're maybe missing, like, some linebackers in a corner wouldn't hurt, but they're in pretty good shape. It's not a great draft, but they did end up with Lonnie Odom, who's a 6'4 corner. I already love this team. They drafted 6'4 corners. Now, this guy's an X Factor. Something's up, because these guys are almost always star. I mean, that's like the superstar of star devs, or it's just superstar. But okay, this guy sucks. But outside of that, not bad. Ooh, 11-6. Okay, they're back. Anthony Richardson, not a bad season. Touchdowns would like to be higher, but these interceptions have been high in fairness. Gibbs, solid year, best year yet, I believe. Maybe not yards, but considering the yards per attempt, plus the touchdowns. Receivers are good. I don't even know who the hell this is, but hey, more the merrier. And then we don't talk about anything else. 17 sacks allowed. MVP? Definitely not, but at least he... actually, I say definitely not, but he was number 2 in fairness. Okay, I see you. Best quarterback at 4. Not bad. Definitely his best year. No questions asked. At least he's finally back in the playoffs. He and the Colts, I suppose. Let's take a look if we can win any games. The Jaguars just made the Super Bowl recently, and... we do beat them. That's a good sign, right? That means we're a decent team that deserves to be here. Facing the Steelers now and losing. We talked about before if he's in a lot, we won't look at it, but hasn't really been in the playoffs, so I suppose it's worthy taking a look at the performance, see what he did. Very good performance there, obviously. A little bit of help from the running back. And then we will take a look at the divisional round where we lost by a decent bit, in fairness. And once again, not Anthony Richardson's fault, just the team around him. Lamar Jackson, the Steeler. Interesting. So they did draft a good first-rounder in a superstar kind of off-ball. He has no coverage, but he's decent in block shedding, bad at pass rushing. but everyone else is awful. They're all awful. So that guy's good, but everyone else is garbage. All right, no left guard in Quentin Nelson. No right tackle in Braden Smith. Everyone else is intact at least. And then defensively, everything... Oh, we got rid of Donnell or whatever his name was. This game is really good, honestly. It's truly flawless. Like, we have all this money, and instead of spending it on, like, core players that are good, like, we don't. And we save the money and never do anything with it. It's pretty sick, actually. 150-some mil. Awesome. We lost a little bit. We didn't lose enough to go from playoffs to 4-13. But okay, I suppose. Jonathan Taylor's killing it for wherever he's on. On is interesting to say. Anthony Richardson, 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. I mean, he's having a good career. It's just the team's not really joining him on that. And man, if we have 160, 50 plus mil, whatever, and we lose these youngsters, I'm going to be so pissed. I don't know why they're not re-signing players. I almost want to re-sign them myself, but not only would it take longer, it also kind of defeats the purpose, because then it's basically just a rebuild. But they did re-sign Anthony Richardson, I suppose, right? Because like he would have been gone by now, so I don't know what kind of deal it was. I would imagine it's 4 to 7. Oh, there's some re-signings. Please tell me when I go to the draft that the wide receivers, the tight end, and the running back are still going to be there. If Richardson's gone, that's fine, but the other guys better be there. I don't care. Or the offense was still ranked pretty well. What do we got? Yeah, Ramsey's also an X factor. We like it. Right tackle kind of needs help. Left guard kind of needs help. And then defensively, we got rid of left end. But I suppose at this point, Kwity Paye would probably be about 30. Wilkins is also an X factor. I never changed his dev. I was like, you know what? He lost dev. It's only fair. And, that he doesn't get it back to star, but fair enough. If this team drops a free safety and an edge, especially with the high picks they have, they could compete. And they do exactly that. This cornerback's a 69 overall, which isn't bad, but not bad overalls. I don't know what their devs are, but let's, I suppose, find out. They've been killing it with the generationals. I don't think this guy's going to be one, but he is hitting very fast. Blockshed's not bad for a traditional D-end in-game. They, like, never have good block shedding. How? But how? How is that even possible? They've drafted, like, 4 X-Factors. And, like, yeah, we're a little bit down the line. And then a superstar! Yeah, we're a little bit down the line. What about this guard? I highly doubt he's hitting, even if he has. But even if he was. Mark Cuban over here. It wouldn't have mattered. He's low overall. But, like, like I said, it's down the line a little bit than where we'd normally be at a rebuild. But we've never come close to 4 X Factors. And I think they're all... No, one was a tight end, in fairness. A lot of superstars as well. This team's kind of crushing the draft. And the team's back 10-7. Almost said 7-10. Number 3 for the top performers of quarterbacks is Anthony Richardson. One of his lowest pick seasons yet. Outside of his rookie year. And wow, considering 43 passing touchdowns, probably the league leader in touchdowns this team was. Ward was solid. Ramsey was solid. Rutherford was decent. Raymond hasn't been the generational player that he should be, but he's been good enough. And then there's another Wayne in Indy. And it's not Bruce. I don't know what that would have to do with anything. Always the bridesmaid. Also, Lions quarterback's a 99 overall. At least I assume he's a QB because he won MVP. 87 overall for Richardson. Any other awards? Bryce Young, best quarterback. Number 2 for best quarterback as well. At least Gibbs won best running back, I suppose. It's another playoff berth. It's still a pretty damn good season. Let us see if we can maybe win the Super Bowl. The Broncos, the worst team we face in the first game, is not going to be the first team to take us out. Now we're going against the division rival Texans, who had the MVP, was he? Another loss in the damn divisional round. Again, it's like 3 or 4 times now. What are we doing? That's why I was talking about, the Broncos were the lowest overall team we face in the wild card round, and we haven't lost a wild card round ever since making the playoffs in this rebuild. I called it a rebuild, damn it. My brain just knows in this career simulation. 3-point loss. What was it? Some interceptions, but I'm not used to seeing them from Richardson. Outplayed him technically. Yeah, maybe not. He did have 3. I guess he still outplayed him. Oh, Richardson's a superstar now. Offensive line's still kind of in shambles a little bit at certain positions. But, wait, what? Is he not a superstar? He was a superstar, but maybe he got that last year? Well, either way, he's a superstar. I don't know where the hell I'm not seeing it. It must have happened before then. Maybe last season. We didn't check every single season, but I don't have a horse in this race, obviously. You know, if anything, I have a horse in the race of wanting Richardson not to go up in dev, because then that would mean that it isn't as long of a video, so it won't take me all day, because the Sims probably take about 3 to 4 minutes from preseason 3 to week 18. It's so slow, but regardless, another Oh, we're not in the Super Bowl yet. Wait, then how is he superstar? Is he about to go to X Factor? He's had a couple of decent seasons before now, but this is like the clear-cut, like, you know, best one he's had. The Texans do win, or go to the Super Bowl at least, which makes me sad because, you know, that means we kind of got the bad luck of the draw. Richardson is a superstar X Factor. Okay, fair enough. I don't know how he got to superstar. It must have been last season. He's an X Factor now. Whoopee. What overall is he anyways? 87, 28 years old. So his progression shouldn't go on too much longer, though. So that's kind of like, you know, almost his peak, if you will. A lot of X Factors on defense as well. And I am a little curious to see who had the best scoring offense. I would assume it probably was us. And it wasn't. It was the 4th best. It just looked really good because our stars had, like, crazy numbers. Team has about 100 mil left, which means they've spent some, whether it's re-signing or not. Ooh, that's an interesting overall for that late of a pick. Right tackle, wide receiver. Ooh, speed wide receiver, 98 speed. Normal. Hidden, 23, though, but don't really care too much. I mean, I do care about the devs. Don't get me wrong. It's so annoying to check them out. This running back, I am curious, though. If he's hidden, I do want to see, because 78 overall is very high, and he's not his normal development trait, but he's pretty solid, right? 85 trucks, 86 stiff arm. Also, underrated stat, 84 strength, which is top tier for running backs. 12-5 going up against the Buffalo Bills. Number 2 for Anthony Richardson on the quarterback list. Killing it with nearly 5,500 yards, 53 touchdowns, easily his best year. And the running game was still pretty good, so it's not like that was, you know, the root of that, right? Like, you know, sometimes one suffers. Not this case. And always the bridesmaid, but this time the actual bride. It's weird to say, but the MVP of the league, which we love to see. Offensive Player of the Year was number 3, though. Gibbs pretty close. Best quarterback, best running back. We take that. But can we take a Super Bowl win is the question. Overall, 4 on them, and yet we still lost. I don't know if this team has it. If we lose to the Bills, despite having the same offensive scheme as them, but yet are a way better team, I don't know what to tell you. Best season for Anthony Richardson was his worst playoff season, as he threw 2 interceptions, only had 1 touchdown. That's kind of an L. So pick 24, they go with a left tackle as a 71 overall, a terrible right guard, I imagine, who has only 77 strength, and then a tight... Oh, I didn't even look at tight end. Did we get rid of that too? So, yeah, I mean, just off the top, this looks like a terrible draft class. This guy might be hidden, though, and he is. Yikes. Didn't add anyone at corner. I don't know how you have so much money and you don't address your needs. DT, corner... They just don't care. Playoffs are miss. You can maybe even attribute that to having no damn cornerback. Who would have thought that would be a pretty bad thing to do, is leave the cornerbacks barren. Offense was a little bit worse than last year, but it's still a good offense. And I don't want to look at the defense. So, like, what were the defensive numbers? Second in offense. Defensive numbers, 29th. Who would have thought needing a cornerback is a thing? Back-to-back years as MVP, though, which is really nice to see. It looks like they actually paid the tight end. I don't know about any other players on the team, but looks like they paid the tight end. They did. Not bad. It was kind of a costly contract, but it was worth it, obviously. Anthony Richardson only in 89 overall, so his kind of peak has hit. They decided not to go with a cornerback again, which is really cool. But at least most of the other stuff is intact. Draft recap, and they finally go corner. They also went with a left end. They don't really need a left end. Oh, but he's built like a DT. Okay, that's smart. Let's put him at DT. I personally wouldn't go for a 23-year-old, but, you know, that's their prerogative. Maybe he's a superstar. If he was a superstar, I'd kind of feel like an idiot, but he wasn't, so I'm the correct one. Another good cornerback, this time an athletic one. We're at number 13. Disgusting. Shouldn't be allowed. Hate the Chiefs. Still, to this day, we're at number 22. Dev. Superstar. I mean, I'm just saying, this team can draft. The first round, they kill it. Every other round, though, sometimes, you know, not super great. Free safety, 68 overall. 23 years old, normal, useless. And then they did go with another DT. 379. Wow. 9-8, but no playoffs. Still, as far as Anthony Richardson's personal career goes, hey, things are going pretty well. Interceptions a little high, but yards and touchdowns are great as usual. Gibbs, solid season again. I still think it was a pretty dumb decision to not keep Taylor. I don't know what his ratings would be in the league, but if he's even still around, to be honest, he's more than still around. He is winning mad Super Bowls with the Panthers. Not a bad team to join at all. Oh my. Gibbs is good, but he's not Jonathan Taylor good. Looks like the team has been paying players as the good 30-ish mil has disappeared from the cap, which is not bad at all. Baxter, Farrow's an 80 overall. What is his his age? Okay, I can live with that. Corners still suck, but they're not as bad as it, was a season ago. He's 32 years old now, and his ratings are dropping. 2 throw power, which is kind of harsh. His deep accuracy has already been trashed to start. -4 short. Some guys just don't have that longevity, and it might appear to be Anthony Richardson in this case, 32 years old. He's regressing. So the team is doing the thing that they always do again, and that's grab players they don't need and then replace players that they didn't need to replace. And in this case, that's still the case, because even though Anthony Richardson's regressing, he's still by far their best option. However, nope, there is no however. He is not worth a pick. I was like, oh, we missed the playoffs again. But no, we actually have a bye week. Once again, I don't have a horse in this race. I don't have any horses in any races, actually. But in case you were wondering how we go from the playoffs to number 1 seed in the AFC, boom, bang, didn't change anything. Anthony Richardson, 57-56, which I imagine is the highest yards anyone has had in this rebuild situation. It's not a rebuild, it's a career sim. Really good season, though. Touchdown to pick ratio is his best yet. Yards were his best yet. Probably 3 straight MVPs. Anthony Richardson has gone from, pretty damn good player to almost GOAT status. It's rings are a team thing, right? Don't get me wrong. Brady's, he's the GOAT because of those rings, and he's obviously had a great career in general, but there's not, you can't control everything. And if you were to come away with 5+ MVPs, you'd be up there, right? You'd be in the conversation for sure, especially in a 53-man sport. But let's see. Can he actually add a Super Bowl to the list, though? That's what I want to know. 14-3 to 8-9. Let's see. We win against the Jets. Titans, interdivisional, not the toughest team. We win this one, and we're going in. We got to see the Super Bowl. DJ Turner is actually an X factor for them, I believe. He was on their page, but didn't we have him, and then we just let him go? We had a stacked cornerback group, and then just let him go. A huge touchdown, and wow. This game's turned around quite a bit, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Offense needs to start scoring, and all you need is a touchdown. I want to wait. What's the sitch? They lost. No. Oh, the Saints win again. Bro, that's harsh. That would have been a year and a half. That would have been Anthony Richardson threw a pick. I don't know when that interception happened, but the anti-clutch team that we are has blown a golden opportunity here. I was like, oh, they added a new free safety. He kind of looks young. He's not. He's 32. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is a bus. This is like D. Milner without the speed. So just the worst thing you could ever imagine. 13-4. No bye week, but still another really good season. Not on the top 3 for quarterbacking, though, which is a little sus. Still really good, though. You must have been just outside of it. Really good rushing season for Gibbs. Receivers were great yet again. That might be Raymond's best year, actually, which, if it is, that's pretty clutch considering. Nope, it's not. Oh, my God. Look how long he's played. Couldn't do it with the bye week. I'm not trying to jinx us or anything, but, Okay, there's a win. Going against the Patriots. Not the worst, not the greatest history here. Okay. Wow, 16-1. This would be a legendary game. Bro, if we lose after beating a 16-1 Bengals team, Even though the Commanders are very high overall, in fairness, I'm going to not be happy. I'm not super happy. Nice turnaround. This team is definitely a second-half team, without a doubt. 13 all. I don't know if I like it. 16-13. What a defensive performance! Finally! And, you know, similar to the Colts and the Saints, this team, maybe not anymore, if you will, but these two teams are kind of linked together as well when you think about the Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III kind of situation. But yeah, I mean, that is how, you know, it goes at this point. It doesn't matter. Andrew Luck and RG3 are kind of like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We won a Super Bowl, or Anthony Richardson won a Super Bowl. That's all you can ask for. A lot of MVPs. See if he can win more, though. Obviously, his career's not over, even though he's regressing hard every season. Pick 32 because of a Super Bowl win, of course. 72 overall left tackle. Hidden development trade. He's huge as well. Giving Anthony Costanzo vibes. Manny Jackson, a hidden development trade left guard. A little bit higher in the age department, though, and he is the worst run blocker I've ever seen. And the rest of the players are just, you know, filler players. That cornerback could be decent. He's not the fastest, but 71 overall, maybe hidden. Back to on top of the league at 15-2. Not going to show the top performers, which is pretty stupid, but 5,872 yards, least amount of interceptions in his career thrown in a season, 42 touchdowns. Yikes, Gibbs' age has finally caught up to him, sadly. I don't know, is this the year? Kind of needs to be. Anthony Richardson, at least 3 MVPs, maybe more. Didn't look at every single year because, you know, I didn't see him on the top performers, and I was thinking, oh, well, he probably didn't win it then, but yeah, I mean, here we go. Of course, 15-2 to 9-8. Can we beat the Chargers? We can. All you have to do is win here, and you're back in the Super Bowl for what, 3 straight seasons, is it? However, it's irrelevant as we end up losing. Yikes, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Oof. Is this maybe the year they actually let Richardson go? I don't know. I mean, in real life, maybe. Maybe, I don't know, but you don't want to waste that rookie quarterback unless he's already gone, which, I mean, it's the Sims have gone. They've flown by. Saints, Dolphins, don't want the Saints to win. They beat us in a Super Bowl. And, well, in a weird way, maybe you do like it because it's like, well, if they beat us and they beat another team, maybe they just are good and they're hard to beat. But looking at the team, obviously see some regressions. Richardson's still an 87 overall. It is what it is. You know, he's still good. Some X-Factor linebackers. I mean, the team is good. Can they maybe have one more season? And they let go one of the wide receivers. I actually thought this, and Gibbs might have just retired, though. But I thought it was actually going to be Richardson because 50 mil showed up out of nowhere. So, yeah, this team is a little bit in shambles. They still kept the front, which is huge because this front is like one of the best in the league, maybe the best. The linebackers are still here, but the cornerbacks took a hit. Wilkins is literally about to retire. He's a 34-year-old superstar X-Factor, but he's still pretty athletic considering his age. But offense definitely took a hit, and I mean, maybe the playoffs again, but as far as being the best team again, that's not going to happen. All right, pick 30, running back in the second round. It'd be interesting to take a look at him, but 22-year-old normal dev corner, not the greatest, but at least athletic. Nick McQueen. Ooh, 5'5". No trucking at all. This is fun, though. Let's see what that dev is. Superstar. Not bad. Okay, I lied. They're back at 13-4. Anthony Richardson's kind of the carry meister. Number 1 in yards, number 1 in touchdowns. Depending on... Oh, my Lord. Let's not talk about that. Depending on the pick ratios for everyone, he could be MVP again. And he is. Holy crap. I know 1 Super Bowl is not a lot. But the amount of MVPs this guy has... Is he not kind of the GOAT? No? Am I wrong to think that he might be the GOAT? 8 Pro Bowls, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, he only has 4 MVPs? Okay, never mind. Only 4 MVPs with a Super Bowl, 1 Super Bowl ring only? Psh, overrated, am I right? The Chiefs. The Chiefs, come on, beat the Chiefs. Nice. I'd imagine Mahomes would be gone or very damn close to, right? And they lose to the Bills. Man, they have our number. The Seahawks beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. Let's go to the draft, see if Anthony Richardson's still here. Retirement or, free agency-wise. Obviously, he's getting up there in age, and in general, the team, has gotten rid of better players before him. So, I mean, I can't even say better, but higher overall, I suppose, than him before. Oh, this team's at 131 mil. He could actually be gone. He is! They got rid of him! Unless he retired. That'd be a bit early for him to retire, though. Glad they got a 56 overall to replace him with and 131 mil. Gotta love it. What do we have for quarter? Where is he? Oh, my Lord. He's down in overall. 81! Okay, I mean, he's still good, but wow, what a drop-off. The Bills, who just beat us and have a better quarterback starting. This guy's tagged, so maybe they're going to trade him? I'm going to trade for Donnie Dent for this team. I end up giving him hooks. I don't care. I think this team needs quarterback desperately, and you're willing to pay for that. Plus, the guy's only a 29-year-old, so I think that actually is pretty fair value. But, I mean, I don't know why else you would sign Anthony Richardson. I mean, like, maybe I just scammed them, but I don't know why else you would do it. So, depending on the age of some of these guys, which I kind of have an idea that they're all going to be on the older side. Oh, yeah. You know, the team's actually not that bad considering what we were, or he was about to be in. He was about to have no tight end. Wide receivers were trash. Running back was awful. At least now he has a good wide receiver one, a good running back one, aged wide receiver, and oh my God, why the hell did that throw me off? I for some reason thought I was looking at wide receiver again, and I thought it was 81 speed. But it's not actually a bad offense, and then defensively, probably not as good as the Colts, but a little bit less in the D-line, more in the DBs. This safety is insane, by the way, but he's going to be regressing hard. Last hurrah, I don't even know who the hell it is. I don't really even care. But Anthony Richardson's back on top. Donnie Dent, though, doing well with the Colts. Really bad Anthony Richardson season, I'm not going to lie. Luke Lewis, pretty good year, actually. And then these receivers, not bad. All right, here we go against the Bronchies. It's a win. Holy crap, what a win. Oh, the Colts. No shot. This happens so often, too. It happens so often. I literally don't know why it's coded like that. They code depression into the game. Okay, they lost anyways. But I swear, you make a trade with a team or you come off the team you just were, they always kill it. And wow, no high-scoring rematch there. 38-3. Behind Pollock. Where the hell is Tom Brady? They have Tom Brady who won 7 Super Bowls at 37,000. How do they make these awards? I don't understand, like, where does this make any sense? A guy that has 0 Super Bowls and 0 championships has the highest legacy score of everyone in the league. All right, a couple of 70 overalls for the team. It's at this point in the rebuild where I keep on the damn rebuild. Career sim where I don't really care that much about the players, and there's not really much the draft is going to do to, help the team. But I will say, at least Anthony Richardson's had a lot of playoff success in his career, whether he has, only 1 Super Bowl or whatever, but been to a few and had a bunch of different playoff berths and wins, and he's played really well. So, a little bit of a slow start, but definitely picked it up, and kind of crazy to think that he's played in the Buffalo scheme like most of his career because he ended up going to Buffalo. He's like, I like the scheme, I'm going. And I was looking because I wanted to make sure they did not replace him. They do have a young backup quarterback that I didn't notice. They're kind of set. I mean, they have the future at that position figured. Barely in the playoffs at 9-8. Last hurrah. Who is that? I imagine it's the tight end. Don't think I've ever seen a quarterback last hurrah unless they're about to, which I don't think we will. And yeah, Patrick Montgomery. It should have been the last hurrah like 4 seasons ago for that guy, to be honest. His ratings aren't the hottest, but I suppose his athleticism is decently high. Anthony Richardson still killing it, dude. His build in Madden is just insane. He literally, no matter what team he goes to in Sim, he always kills it. For a while, he was like the Buccaneers GOAT. He was constantly killing it for rebuilds as a Buccaneers quarterback. But let's see it. Is this going to be a Super Bowl berth or Super Bowl run again? Is it going to be a disappointment? We obviously beat the Chiefs, which is impressive. They just smoked the Rams for the Super Bowl win. Is it going to be last season in general? About to find out. Against the Browns. Come on. No. One last hurrah. I don't give a damn about the one damn last hurrah. So, let's take one last glance. Over 10,000 attempts. 665 touchdowns. 2,900 yards, over 700 total touchdowns. NFL records, still not above Tom Brady, but up there for yards, touchdowns, also not above Tom Brady. If he played one more season, though, he would actually be the all-time leader in pass touchdowns, and I highly doubt yards, but 6,000 yard season. So one more season will put him at number 1 for touchdowns, but I don't see him going for that. And as far as one last look at his, well, one likely last look at his awards, 9 Pro Bowls, 2, 3, 4, 5 MVPs, several best quarterbacks, several offensive players of the years. Very, very illustrious career. Just only 1 Super Bowl, sadly, but like I said, a couple of berths. And the team we lost to in the Super Bowl against the Giants get smoked 37-0. Wow, that was close. 159 mil, that's got to give me a sign, right? Even though Anthony Richardson at this point, he's gone. I don't know if he's retirement gone. Actually, we aren't even past re-sign, so yeah, he did retire. He must have retired. I mean, I would assume I could just look at Bills, right? No? Is he not gone? Is he not retired? Retired. See a couple of quarterbacks. Bryce Young's gone, so that's, same kind of timing. I don't see him. There he is. So I don't know why it doesn't count him as a Bill, but Anthony Richardson retires after 17 years, which of course is a great career. And he ended up retiring as one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, that's a lot to follow up on. That's a lot to try and to get in real life. But it's a hell of a game, hell of a career in game, anyways. And we'll see what happens. Of course, you guys interested in seeing another one of these? Maybe a Bryce Young, maybe a Bijan Robinson, maybe Will Anderson, like I said, Jalen Carter. There's a lot of polarizing information going on there with him. Let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, leaving a like would also give me a good idea. If I put a lot of time into this, it's not like the most tedious thing. Like rebuilds, you're constantly like scouting and signing free agents and managing things. I'm not managing much here, but it still does take, a lot of sit down and do it time. If it's not going to be well received, there's no point in continuing doing it, right? So if you guys do want to see it, like I said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, once again, appreciate your continued support. As always, tomorrow will be Seattle Seahawks franchise. So there's that, and then probably some sort of rebuild on Thursday. I'm not exactly sure which team or what type. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!